Hey guys, how's it going? So in today's video, we are taking a look at another budget gaming laptop. It's MSI GF63 and at the time of making this video, it was selling for under $750. So this laptop, it competes with Lenovo IdeaPad L340 and Asus TUF laptop in the $700 budget gaming laptop category. So I've already reviewed both the IdeaPad and the Asus TUF laptop on this channel. So you can find links to both these videos in the video description below. But for today's video, I want to put MSI GF63 through 10 rounds of grueling test. So by the end of this video, we will find out if this laptop, if it's worth the price. So let's get started. Okay, round one. So it's all about the specs. If you are not familiar with MSI brand, it's a company heavily involved in making PC components like motherboards, GPUs, and other add-on cards. For a while, MSI has been making splashes in the gaming laptop market. So the GF63, it's designed for gamers who don't want to spend a fortune on their laptop. So what exactly are you getting for $750? You are getting a 15.6-inch 1080p display. You are getting a 9th generation Intel Core i5 processor, a GTX 1650 GPU. You are getting 8 gigs of system RAM and you are getting 512 gig of SSD storage. So I think these are pretty good specs for the price point. Moving on to round 2, and it's all about the build quality. So this is one sleek looking laptop in my opinion. It looks more like a premium laptop than a traditional gaming laptop. So the top lid, it's made of brushed aluminium and the rest of the body is made of hard polycarbonate. Thanks to its aluminium top, the laptop body feels very sturdy and solid in hands. So the bottom of the laptop, it has these intricately designed angles, bumps and slants, which not only look cool, but they also help with the thermals. So the uneven bottom, it raises the laptop base and this helps with the airflow. There are two hinges holding the screen and since they are located at the corners, they are able to provide good support with minimal flex. The top of the lid has this bright red MSI Dragon logo against a stealthy black brushed aluminium finish. And I think it looks really cool. So the same aesthetics, it carries over to the keyboard, which has these black keys with red edges. The keyboard is backlit enabled, but it only supports red color. So unfortunately, RGB coloring is not there and it may disappoint some RGB fans. Now, honestly speaking, I really don't care about the RGB backlighting. I think the red backlighting on the keyboard, it nicely complements the overall aesthetics of the laptop. Unfortunately, the brushed aluminium finish, it's a fingerprint magnet. So, you have to keep a microfiber cloth handy to scrub all these fingerprints that, you're going to be putting on your laptop. So overall, I think the build quality is pretty good with no unintended gaps or crevices between the materials. Okay, now we are in round 3 and it's all about the display quality. So the screen is full HD coming at 1920 by 1080 resolution. It's an IPS panel and supports 60 Hz refresh rate. The screen is fairly bright and it measures around 250 nits of brightness and it also supports wide viewing angles. I think the color reproduction is also good. It's vivid and consistent and even at extreme angles it looks okay. The side bezels are minimal, measuring only 4.5mm and the top bezel, it's just wide enough to house a 720p webcam. It's impressive how MSI has managed to put 15.6-inch screen on a traditional 14-inch laptop chassis. The only complaint I have is that this laptop lacks a high refresh rate screen. So Asus TUF laptop, which also sells for roughly the same price as MSI, it does provide a 120Hz display. And I think high refresh rate screens, they are great for gaming. And I wish if MSI had put one in this laptop, but unfortunately that's not the case. Okay, moving on to round 4 and round 4 is all about the internal hardware specs. So MSI GF63, it comes with an Intel Core i5 processor from the Coffee Lake family. Specifically, this is the 9th generation Core i5 9300H. The H actually stands for high performance CPU. So this is a 4-core 8-thread processor operating at 45 watt TDP. It is able to automatically overclock from 2.4 GHz to 4.1 GHz while it still maintains the same 45 watt thermal envelope. As a result, this laptop can deliver snappy performance while remaining relatively cool. So in the Passmark CPU benchmark, this CPU scores 9,852 points, and compared to the top 10 common laptop CPUs, this CPU occupies the second spot right behind the more expensive Core i7 processor. For a budget gaming laptop, I think this is a really good CPU choice. You will have no trouble running any modern games at optimal setting. It will also handle day-to-day tasks like surfing, running office suites, and other productivity softwares without any issues. Okay, moving on to round 5, and this one is all about graphics. So in a gaming laptop, GPU is as important, if not more important than the CPU. So this laptop, it ships with NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 GPU. This GPU is 50% faster than the GTX 1050, which ships with bunch of other gaming laptops. It has a whopping 896 CUDA cores, which is amazing for a laptop GPU. It has 4 GB of dedicated GDDR5 video RAM, and it supports 128 gigabits per second bandwidth. So that translates to excellent gaming performance. You will be able to run almost all modern games at 1080p resolution without any issues. At full HD resolution, I was able to play GTA 5 at 88 frames per second at normal settings and 61 frames per second at high setting. Far Cry 5, I was able to play that at a respectable 45 and 41 frames per second under similar setup. Rise of Tomb Raider, I was able to play that game smoothly at 82 and 58 frames per second, while Ghost Recon, it ran at a respectable 42 and 38 frames per second. By the way, in addition to gaming, this laptop is also an excellent content creation workstation. The 4-core 8-thread Core i5 paired with this powerful GPU, it provides a perfect machine for running Photoshop and various video editing softwares like Adobe or DaVinci Resolve. So if you're looking for a powerful budget laptop to edit your YouTube videos, I think this should be in your shortlist. Also, the GTX 1650, it supports hardware acceleration on all popular codecs. So like H.264, AVC, VP9, all these codecs, they will be hardware accelerated. And so that means when you're watching Netflix or when you're watching YouTube and you want to play 4K video, they will play smoothly without any dropped frames. Okay, moving on to round 6, let's talk about the battery life. So gaming laptops, they tend to have horrible battery life. But this one, it has a decent battery life in my opinion. So it's powered by 3-cell battery, which has 51 watt hours capacity. So I was able to get around 4.5 hours of battery life during continuous video playback at full screen. And with Wi-Fi turned off and the screen brightness dropping it to 25%, I was able to actually get about 5.5 hours of battery life. So that's not bad for a gaming laptop. So this laptop comes with a 150 watt power brick, which is able to charge the battery from 0 to full in about 2 hours. So I would say, keep your power brick handy if you are planning to indulge in long gaming sessions. When it comes to thermal heat dissipation, MSI has put 3 heat pipes and a single fan to cool both the CPU and the GPU. So I was a little worried about thermal throttling, but I did not see any throttling or stability issues during long gaming sessions. So in my CPU stress test involving finding prime numbers, the CPU ran at 3.5 GHz for the first few seconds before dropping to a steady 2.3 GHz. And that's the base clock frequency of this CPU. And all the while the temperature remained at around 65 degrees Celsius. So I think MSI has done a decent job with cooling, and there was no throttling or overheating. Now the fans did get loud at peak load, but I expect most gamers, they will be using headphones. So I think that should not be an issue. Okay, moving to round 7, and it's all about the system RAM. So this laptop comes with 8 GB of system RAM. Now 8 GB is adequate, but I would recommend upgrading the RAM. And luckily MSI has made it very easy to upgrade the RAM. There are 2 DIMM slots that are available for memory upgrade. The 8 GB RAM, it's occupying the first DIMM slot and the second slot is empty. So all you have to do is get another 8 GB stick and put it in the second slot, and that will not only double your RAM, it's also going to enable the dual channel memory configuration. And if you're not familiar with dual channel configuration, it is about 10 to 15% faster than the single channel configuration. So I highly recommend that, if you are planning to get this laptop, spend some money. RAM is not that expensive, and add at least 8 GB RAM on top of the existing 8 GB RAM. So you will have a 16 GB RAM, laptop, and it will be dual channel memory. I will throw a link in the description of a compatible memory module that is going to work with this laptop. So if you're interested in upgrading the RAM, check out the links below to find the compatible memory solutions. Now, if you want to go crazy, you can actually go all the way up to 32 gig RAM and max out both the DIMM slots. More RAM not only helps with gaming, but it also helps with applications like Photoshop, or if you are planning to run video editing software or any productivity software, it will get tremendous boost from extra RAM. Okay, now we are in round 8. Let's talk about the SSD storage. So this laptop comes with 512 gig of PCIe NVMe SSD. The SSD has fast read-write speed, which is great for snappy performance and reduced Windows 10 boot time. Now, if you want to upgrade the storage, MSI actually gives you a SATA 3 slot. So all the cables and adapters that are needed to add a second SSD drive, they are already present in the motherboard. So kudos to MSI for making sure that you don't have to go buy any other extra accessory. So this makes it super easy to add another SSD drive to expand your storage. If you plan to use this laptop for other things besides gaming, I would encourage adding another SSD drive, especially if you are doing video editing, because then you will need a lot of storage. So adding a second SATA 3 drive will make a lot of sense. So I will throw a link in the description of compatible SATA 3 SSD that will work with this laptop, and you can check out their prices on Amazon. Okay, now we are in round 9, and this round is all about the keyboard and the trackpad. So this laptop, it comes with an island style keyboard which is backlit enabled. So as I mentioned before, there is no RGB lighting. You only get monochromatic red color. The keys have 1.4 millimeter travel distance and they offer 71 grams of actuation force. So this results in uniform feedback across all the main keys, including the backspace key, the delete key, and the space key. And I really like that. Now the keyboard lacks the numerical keys, which, it doesn't bother me personally, but if you are into like typing a lot of data in applications like Excel, then be cognizant of the fact that there are no numerical keys. Now on the plus side, the arrow keys come in full size, which is great for gaming. I found this keyboard to be pretty good, not just for gaming, but also for typing long documents. Okay, now let's talk about the trackpad. I think it is just the right size, measuring at 4.1 by 2.6 inches. It feels very responsive and supports multi-touch gestures like pinch to zoom and 3-finger swipes. The embedded left and right click buttons are also pretty snappy. They felt neither too mushy or too stiff, and this is a problem which plagues some other laptops. So good job MSI on making sure that both the keyboard and the trackpad, they are pretty good. Okay, moving to the 10th and the final round, and this is all about the ports. So MSI GF63, it has plenty of USB ports for you to connect all your peripheral devices. So you get the two USB 3.1 Type A ports. You also get a USB Type-C port. Unfortunately, there is no Thunderbolt 3 port, so you can't, attach an external GPU. Now, honestly, I don't know how many people use that feature, but if you are into like attaching an external GPU through Thunderbolt port, unfortunately, you won't be able to do this. There is also an Ethernet port available, and this is great for establishing a stable internet connection during your LAN parties. So I think that's cool. Now the laptop also offers a separate mic and headphone jack if you want to connect a professional microphone, right? If you are like playing online games, or if you are, streaming your gameplay, I think that will be useful. Also, there is an HDMI port on the back of the laptop for connecting it to an external monitor if you want to, attach a bigger monitor. So overall, I'm very impressed with the MSI GF63 gaming laptop. I think it's a solid choice for gaming laptops that offer good performance at a reasonable price. However, this is not the only gaming laptop in the market. There is Lenovo IdeaPad L340, which has the same exact CPU, GPU, RAM, and SSD configuration, and it sells for about $715. There is also Asus TUF gaming laptop, which uses AMD Ryzen 5 processor and the same NVIDIA GPU, and that one goes for $650. So I've already reviewed both these laptops here on this channel, and you can find links to these reviews in the video description below. So you can check out those reviews, and then you can make your own evaluation which laptop is best for your needs. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I will try to help you guys out. Please like this video and subscribe to Technopanda for more videos like this. Also check out technopandareviews.com for more reviews focusing on laptops, gaming PCs, TVs, monitors, and any other gadget. Again guys, thanks for watching this video and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.